And now it's time, just like yesterday, to do our power up for the day. And this time, the physical and the vocal warm ups will be led by Caitlin Castellino
and Dana Gervais.
Take it away.
Hi, I'm Dana Gervais, and I'm the choreographer for the Diablo Vista Chorus. In 2019, we were so honored to be crowned Harmony Classics champion in New Orleans. Moments like those are why I sing. How about you? Be safe, be well, and keep singing.
One dream, the will to fight, and all they could do was laugh. This time you got it right, and no one can take it back. They try to keep you down, but there's no denying you're all champion, greatest of them all. You're champion, never gonna fall. You're champion, still standing tall. You're champion, and you'll always be a hero. Oh, 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 Nobody wins by playing small. Remember who you really are. Fearless and beautiful, a child of a shining star. They try to keep you down, but there's no denying you're a champion, greatest of them all. You're champion, never gonna fall. You're champion, still standing tall. You're champion, and you'll always be a hero. Oh, 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 And when your story's told and the truth unfolds, they will sing your praises loud, 'cause your story's gold if the truth be told. With all the children singing, oh, 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 You're champion, greatest of them all. You're champion, never gonna fall. You're champion, still standing tall. You're champion, and you'll always be a hero. You're champion, greatest of them all. You're champion, never gonna fall. You're champion, still standing tall. You're champion, and you'll always be a hero. You're champion. You're champion. You're champion. You're champion, and you'll always be a hero.
Hello, my name is Caitlin Castellino, and I'm from San Jose, California. I sing baritone and love notes quartet, the 2014 Queens of Harmony, and I'm the director of Diablo Vista Chorus, and we won Harmony Classics in New Orleans in 2019. I feel very fortunate to be able to be doing vocal warm-ups with you today. So I'm a speech pathologist as my day job, and I want to focus today on healthy, relaxed vocal production during our warm-ups. So the first thing I want you to do is separate your feet a little bit so they're comfortably apart, approximately at the seams of your shoulder of your shirt, and then bend those knees so there's no tension in them. They're not locked. We want them to be nice and bent. Do a little hula with your hips so your hips unlock. And then I want you to stretch all the way up. Make sure that you're staying relaxed on the bottom half there. Stretch up to the ceiling. It's okay if your shoulders are raised right now. We're not going to keep them that way. But I want you to feel how tall your rib cage is. We're going to do a little bend over to the side so you can feel the little stretch between your ribs, all those intercostal muscles that we use for our breathing. And then the other side. You can feel that nice stretch here. And back up. And then it's okay, again, get those shoulders high, that's fine, but feel how tall your rib cage is. And now what I want you to do is to relax your shoulders. Still feel how tall your rib cage is, and then relax your arms. And every time I do that, I feel a few inches taller. And throughout the warm-ups today, I want you to be paying attention to your alignment. If we start to bend over at the side here, our resonating space, our respiratory system, all of those systems are not going to be working optimally. And so we want to make sure that we're maintaining that good alignment when we're singing. Even when we're just breathing, I notice that if I start to come forward like this, and I try to take a nice relaxed breath, I can't do it as easily as when I'm standing nice and tall. All right, so keep an eye on that here and there throughout the vocal warm-ups. So first we're gonna work on breathing with our nice tall posture, nice singer's alignment, and we're gonna do an inhale, nice silent inhale. What I want you to do when we inhale is relax your abdominal muscles. So allow them to just release on the inhale. We're gonna inhale for 4 beats. Then we're gonna sustain, and this isn't tightening at the larynx to try to keep the air in. It's just the air isn't going in or out. So we're sustaining with a nice open larynx so we can feel that ribcage expansion. And then we're gonna exhale out silently for 4 counts. We're gonna do that same exercise, 4 counts in, sustain for 4, and then we're gonna hiss out for 4. Then we're gonna do 4 counts in, sustain for 4, and then exhale silently for 8. Same one with a hiss out for 8 on the repeat. Then 4 counts in, sustain for 4, and then exhale silently for 12. Repeat with a hiss out for 12. And this whole time, every time you breathe in, release those abdominal muscles so you get a nice, effortless, relaxed breath in. So here we go, wish it all out. And we're gonna inhale 1, sustain, exhale, inhale, sustain, and hiss it out. We're gonna inhale, sustain, and exhale for 8. Inhale, sustain, hiss out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale for 4, sustain, exhale 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Inhale, sustain, and we're gonna hiss it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Very good, and you can do this with up to 16, 20, 24 counts on the exhale. Play with the amount of time that you're inhaling and sustaining, so you can switch it up to 2 beats inhale, 2 sustain, and then exhale for 16. Then switch it up to 1 beat inhale, 1 beat sustain, exhale for 16. So you're just getting better control of your respiratory system. One thing, so we worked on the breathing a little bit. This is a good one to keep doing, as I said, on your own, playing with the times. And now after the breathing exercise, what I want to work on is tongue tension. So many singers have tongue tension and lip tension, and so they have a hard time figuring out what to do to get rid of that tension. So we're gonna be alternating between doing a raspberry and then just singing with your tongue out on your bottom lip, okay? And when I mean tongue out, I really mean flat on your bottom lip. So it'll look kind of silly, but it's like this. So when you're singing, if you feel like your tongue is starting to tighten up or get a little bit pointy or pull back into your mouth, that means that there's some tongue tension involved. So the first thing that I would like you to do to feel tongue tension is to put your thumb under your chin, so you can kind of feel that your tongue is a little bit squishy right now. And I just want you to swallow and feel what happens to your tongue. It's going to press down on your thumb. So go ahead and swallow. You can feel that the tongue pushes down and gets a little bit hard. And so we swallow an average of 600 times per day. And every time we swallow, we're getting that tongue tension to protect our airway. But when we go to sing, we want to get rid of that tongue tension. And so we have to do things to actually combat that tension. So next, what I want you to do is feel your larynx. So if, in men we'd call it an Adam's apple. Women actually have an Adam's apple, but we just can't feel it as well because it's actually the thyroid cartilages meeting. So inside of your larynx, the bulk of your larynx is the thyroid cartilage, and it meets at the front in a point. For men, it's more prominent, and so you see that bump on the outside of their throat. For women, people who are born women, you won't be able to necessarily feel that as much, but we do still have a little Adam's apple where you can feel a little notch at the front of your throat. So I want you to feel just right around that cartilage that makes up the bulk of your larynx or your voice box, and then I want you to purposely tighten your tongue inside your mouth. And you'll feel that right around your larynx squeezes and might push down, so you're trying to get that low laryngeal position, but we don't want it to be forced. We don't want that low laryngeal position to be forced. We want it to be natural, and that's part of that abdominal release on the inhalation. That'll lower your larynx to this nice low resting position rather than using tongue tension to push it down. Okay, so feel that tight tongue and what that does to the larynx. And now we want to get rid of that. Okay, so you can maintain your fingers here on your larynx during the exercise if you'd like to, but we're going to be doing that raspberry and then singing with our tongue out to try to get rid of that tongue tension. And what we're going to do it on is a 1 3 5 3 1 4 6 4 1 3 5 3 1. So we'll alternate with the raspberry, tongue out, half step up at a time. Let's start back down here. Wipe out the spit because the raspberry tends to do that. But make sure that your tongue isn't getting tight as we're doing that tongue out. If you feel it start to kind of shrink up or point out or retract back into your mouth, then you know that you're getting a little bit of tongue tension. So try to keep it flat on your bottom lip and just do another alignment check and that abdominal release on the inhalation. All right, let's go here. If you have a low range, you can start a little bit lower on that one, or you can start now going a little bit lower. But I do encourage you to stretch both ends of your range as long as you're doing it in a healthy manner. So getting rid of any tension and keeping that abdominal release, good singer's alignment. The next exercise we're going to go to is, it has a number of syllables, not really words, but a number of syllables. And so what I want you to focus on here, aside from just learning what the words are, is maintaining that good, nice relaxed tongue, relaxed larynx, abdominal release, and then keeping that singer's alignment. And so we need to have good articulation, but we don't want to do it by tensing up the tongue. We just want to do it the same way that we would speak, because when we speak to articulate, we don't tighten up the tongue. We just use muscles within the tongue appropriately. And as soon as we start to sing, oftentimes we just tighten up because we feel like we need to do something extra to produce it. But just use that same speaking articulation for when you sing. So the words are la, be, da, me, ni, po, tu, la, be. Okay, so I'm going to say it a couple more times so you can say it with me. La, be, da, me, ni, po, tu, la, be. All right, one more time. La, be, da, me, ni, po, tu, la, be. Okay, and the tune is la, be, da, me, ni, po, tu, la, be. We have a lot of good diphthongs in here that we can start to work on. So making sure that we're singing them a little bit earlier than some people will want to sing. Listen closely for the timing. La, be. So after you move to that last note, turn the diphthong and sing through it with the same energy and same resonating space as you sing the primary vowel in the diphthong. Okay, so let's try it again. La, be, da, me, ni, po, tu, la, be. We're going to do that one again just so you get a feel for it, and then we're going to go up half step at a time. La, be, da, me, ni, po, tu, la, be. La, be, da, me, ni, po, tu, la, be. La, be, da, me, ni, po, tu, la, be. La, be, da, me, ni, po, tu, la, be. Quick alignment check. I felt my neck was going a little bit farther forward, so make sure we're standing up nice and tall. You can go back to that mountain pose to try to get yourself in good alignment. La, la, be, da, me, ni, po, tu, la, be. La, be, da, me, ni, po, tu, la, be. La, be, da, me, ni, po, tu, la, be. And a quick note here, as we're right around most people's breaks, oftentimes people will add too much air to get past their breaks, so their vocal folds are really slamming together and they're adding tension in the larynx, or they're backing off on the amount of pressure that they need, the amount of air that they need, and so the voice goes away or it cracks. And so a couple things that you can do to help with that, if you're not sure whether or not you're using the right amount of air. One, you can do a bubble, you can do the raspberry, you can do a V sound, and so on. Or you can grab a straw, put it in about a half cup of water, about 2 inches below the surface of the water. You don't want to fill the cup all the way up or the bubbles are going to go everywhere, but fill up the cup about halfway and then put the straw about 2 inches below the surface and then bubble into the water and try to keep those bubbles consistent. You don't want them to pop out. You don't want them to disappear. So that's a voice exercise that we often do in speech therapy to help those with voice disorders and just to kind of work the whole system since everything is so interrelated when we're speaking and singing. So we're going to keep going with this one. We're somewhere around here. La, be, da, me, ni, po, tu, la, be. La, be, da, me, ni, get higher in my range. I find that I'm losing a little bit of air, so take a catch breath if you need one. You don't want to try to press it out towards the end of the exercise and really strain everything to get your air out. You want it to be nice and consistent sounding all the way through. Let's do that one again. La be do me di fa tu la be. La be do me di fa tu la be. And let's do another yawn side to relax everything. I would like to finish off our vocal warm-ups by singing the Voice of Harmony together. I have the sheet music here, and I'm going to play the track so we can follow along with the sheet music while we're singing.
Our hopes and our ideals are set forth in this single wish. May all of us be drawn together by the golden sound of harmony, the true expression of singing, the pure artistry of understanding, and the universal love of music. Voice of harmony.
Thanks for doing vocal warm-ups with me. Hope to see you soon.
Hi everybody, my name is Janice McKenna and I'm a member of your current International Board of Directors and Chair of the recently created Philanthropy Committee. It's in my role as Chair that I want to speak to you today. Our 75 Years of Life on a High Note campaign recently received a $25,000 gift from the 1981 All-Star Jubilee Quartet champion baritone Judy Gordon. And Judy has challenged all of us to match her contribution. So think of it as doubling the amount that she so generously gave. Whatever you can afford, large or small amounts are greatly appreciated. I've made my contribution for this year, and I am challenging you to do whatever you can to help support all of the wonderful education programs that we are privy to. In my 39 years, I have had so many opportunities to learn from the best of our organization, and I know you have as well. Whatever you can do, large or small, we appreciate your generosity and thank you for your support.